Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm trying out some new inks. This color is called Chichen Itza. It's made by Diamine and they were recently released for sale on the Cult Pens website. I'm just gonna go with the color names and because they're named after places. So I've done a few quick little sketches and I'm gonna ink them and try out the inks as they are and water down, because from what I could tell they slightly change hues when they're watered down. So I'm really excited to try them and see how they actually look. I'm using Bristol board. It's quite a thick paper. It's not entirely made for water, but it should hold out. In order to keep things simple, I'm omitting all the finer details of the architecture and just putting down the basic shapes. So it's just going to be a quick drawing. This color looks like a bluish gray, almost like a Payne's gray. Should hopefully be more visible once I start painting in the shading of the structure. I'm not being too particular about the stairs here because they're so tiny you can't really see them. Just a few lines to kind of indicate the stairs. And on this other side they seem to be broken or collapsed on the reference photo that I'm looking at. And there are a few trees, so let's jot down some kind of tree-ish shapes in the background. I've started painting with the undiluted ink in the darkest areas, and you can see where I'm adding little bits of water for lighter areas. It's turning really light kind of blue. It's a really pretty effect. I've really liked this ink. For a monotone picture, it's given me a lot of range out of just the one color. I'm giving this bottom section a water wash and then adding the ink to see how it comes out at its lightest. And then doing the sky just a little bit darker with a few cloud kind of shapes. Okay, so these are definitely not my best clouds, but it doesn't matter. The point was to try out the inks, and yeah, it's a lovely, lovely color. Chichen Itza by Diamine. Okay, so the next bottle I got, the color is called Christ the Redeemer. And this one is a gray with a greenish kind of hint. So let's try this one out. And yes, you've guessed it, I'm drawing Christ the Redeemer statue from Rio. For now, I'm not seeing any hints of green in this. It's looking like a slightly darker, if anything, bluish grey. But again, I think they change hues when they're actually combined with water, so can't wait to paint this and see. Again, I'm starting with undiluted color in the shadows because I want to see how it looks as it is before I introduce any water to my brush and change it. Okay, now I've added water, I can really see the green hue coming through. It's really lovely to see how these colors change with the density of ink. It's a beautiful range. I also think the natural color of this ink without water is a lot darker than the first one. Oh wow, I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but where I've dabbed the ink dry to make clouds, it's now looking kind of like reddish, pinkish kind of hue. That's lovely. I'm not having any success drawing clouds today, but they really aren't the point. The point was the statue, so I'm just gonna ignore it and carry on. Now this third and last ink I got is called Colosseum. And keeping with my minimalist approach, I'm just drawing the basic shape of the building, avoiding all the intricate details. This color is very earthy and looks like something between a raw sienna and a yellow ochre. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how it washes out and behaves when it's diluted. I'm starting the painting process again by filling in the darkest areas with the ink on its own before my brush has made contact with water. And in the reference photo I'm looking at, most of these archways lead into what looks like pitch blackness, like you cannot see in there. Whereas some of them you can kind of see the light coming in, so the depth of the arch is darker than what's inside. So I'm just filling in the darkest areas, and then I'm gonna go to mid-tones with a little bit of water, and then the washout with the lightest of the mix. When I started filling in the darker areas, I thought this ink is very light, you know, and even the darkest bits just don't look very dark. But as the ink is drying on the paper, it's the darkest, the pure ink is actually starting to look darker than it was when it was wet. And yeah, the watered down bits are starting to get that kind of yellowish hue. It's a very lovely warm color, and just like the other two inks, I think it's got quite a good range for a single color. I'm even finding I can layer it a bit, which I didn't expect to be able to do with inks. Now I know I said I'd avoid all detail, but I really couldn't help myself. I'm just giving these columns just a hint of a shadow so they actually look like columns rather than lines on a page. Alright, well that's about it. I'm gonna give the background a quick wash of color and this time avoid doing any messed up clouds. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more random art. Thanks, see you soon.